All right, here's a lady who's 60 years old. She lives on a farm and she sprays Roundup and other chemicals on her farm, which are, incredibly toxic and terrible for your health. The What she did was she took 2 capsules of Fulvic Charge and 1 tablespoon of ZeoCharge every day at the same time for about 3 months. And what we can see here is that she got better. So her vitamins and minerals improved, but she didn't really detox. So this is an example of someone that's taking the product and it's helpful. It's kind of a daily detox. It's sopping up whatever's in circulation, potentially detoxing some of the glyphosate, all those other things, but it's not getting her body to the point where it's going to start releasing the deeply stored metals. So we can see the improvement here in minerals. So things are looking much better. We go to the metals. Those are the minerals looking better. Metals, not seeing much movement, not a lot going on. The aluminum is coming up. And a lot of times that's because aluminum and glyphosate chelate, they attach to each other. So as you start removing glyphosate, and the ZeoCharge is going to help remove the glyphosate as well. That's the thing. We're just looking at metals in all these case studies, but ZeoCharge is helping detox mostly everything else as well. So as we have seen on these case studies, as you open up detox pathways, all the metals just start leaving. So even if the ZeoCharge is not going to have a direct bind to something, it's still going to help detox it because the body's naturally pushing it out. That's the great news. So if you can see things opening up, the body's also going to be releasing plastics and toxins and all sorts of environmental chemicals and toxicants that you don't want in your body, just because the body's detox pathways are opening. Now, back to aluminum. So she has probably a lot of glyphosate because she sprays glyphosate, and the glyphosate attaches to aluminum. A lot of the times your body's not going to be able to get rid of aluminum if it's attached to the glyphosate. So as she was probably detoxing glyphosate from the ZeoCharge, some of that aluminum was then being released. That's why we're seeing that higher there, which is good. It means we're getting it out of the body. Other than that, her detox pathways did not appear to be opening. That's why there's really no movement here. Potentially, if she would have taken a higher dose, that would have been the case. But she was happy taking that because she was feeling better on it, and her vitamins all improved, her minerals improved. So this is a good dose. It just shows you there's basically different levels of detox. If you want to stick around level 1 and 2 of detox, where you're on a maintenance dose, where you're just feeling better and your vitamins are improving, your minerals are improving, and you're just staying steady with the metal levels, and you're not adding to your toxic burden because everything that's coming in, you're kind of binding to it because you're consistently taking the ZeoCharge, that's great. But if you want to get to that next level, a lot of times you need to take a much higher dose. And that's where some people need up to the 6 tablespoons per day to get their detox pathways open. And that's when you start seeing these things increasing. Not saying maybe she just doesn't have the metals. I'd say that's highly unlikely considering her level of toxic exposure. But she's happy just with the maintenance dose. So that's one thing a lot of people, and that happens with a lot of detox products. People think they're completely detoxed, and they just take these things forever. And it's a good maintenance dose, but a lot of times it never even detoxes them because it just wasn't able to do it. So that's why like the liquid zeolite products generally are good maintenance dose. A lot of times they're terrible for everything, but sometimes they're good for maintenance dose products, but generally they just never get to the point of detoxing. So even here at the 1 tablespoon, she's not really detoxing. So, and it's a great product, but it's not just about the greatness of the product. It's about the quality and the quantity. So she's going to need to take more than the 1 tablespoon if she wants to get that result. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. It's not like this is not helping her. She has improvement in everything. It's just that, from my experience at this test, I know that these should be going up and they're not really moving, meaning her body is resisting detox. They're just stuck there. And she's going to need to do some additional work to get that moving. So just thought I'd share that with you.